Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 on the northern side and we'll end with Team 2 on the southern side. Taking a look at Team 1. Let's go eastern side first. We have in orange to color orange. It is the Aeon of Infro. He is a 1300 for this match again as an Aeon. To his west, we have in Stitch Blue. It is the Seraphim of Judex. He is a 1000 rated. To the north, we have in Ruby Red. It is Big Socks. He is a UEF for this match as a 1200. I wonder if he has big feet as well. To his west, we have in Emerald Green. It is Draco the Destroyer. He is a Cybran. He is a 600. And in the south, we have in Glow in the Dark Green. It is the Aeon of Unknown Error. He is a 1200. To his north, we have in Light Oak Tan. It is Strike. He's playing as an 1800 for this match, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game. Overall, also, he is an Aeon. And rounding out Team 1, we have in Pac Manuel. It is Universal V or 5, depending if it's a room normal or not. He is, again, a Cybran. He is a 1400. So for Team 1 side of the map, in terms of their faction makeup, they have at least one of each of the factions, but they do have one UEF. They have two Cyberans. They have three Aeons and one Seraphim. And yes, that does add up to 7. So I did my math correctly. Moving on to Team 2, we'll start with their eastern side this time. We have in not Pac-Man, but Amethyst Purple. It is Average Smurf Enjoyer. He is a 1600 as a Cybran. To his west in Batman Gray. It is the Cybran of Ray with a very much no emotion face. He is a 1700. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. To his northwest, we have in Snow White, it is Chicken Fighter. I probably will say Chicken Finger at some point. Just be aware of that. That is what I'm talking about. He is a UEF. He is an 1100. To his south in Forest Green, it is also a UEF. Best combination, of course, color and faction. It is Jasper Windsong playing as a 1000 rated. In the westward direction, we have the rush player of Moon Coated. He is a Cybran. He is an 1100. In Chevy Crimson to his west, actually moving more northward, I guess. It is Microchip, definitely a lot of those in a Cybran Commander. He is a 1200. And rounding out Team 2, we have an Imperial Gray. It is Doombot 213, playing as an Aeon as a 1000 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, in terms of their faction makeup, they have 2 UEF, they have 4 Cybrans, and 1 Aeon, no Seraphim. For Team 2, which does mean that Team 1 has the only Seraphim in the game being Judex, but all the factions do exist in the game, just not on each team. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation, currently sitting at... Ooh, that is not a lot of reclaim. Per player, it's 500 mass, so it's a little bit, not a lot, but it's a little bit. Major clumpage does reside on these upper plateaus to the northwest and the southeast, and bar that, there's a couple of hundreds, a couple of clumps of reclaim in the middle, but nothing really big in terms of maybe 500 plus beyond that stuff that I pointed out. And in terms of mexes as well, the map doesn't have a whole lot of extras. We'll take a look at Team 1 side of the map for that. We'll say this is Team 1's over here, and this is Team 2's over here. So they have this Trimex to the west, a Twin Mex northwest of that position, a Quad Mex in the northwest, and that's pretty, well, no, there's another Trimex position here, but that's pretty much about it in terms of the extra mexes on the map. There's obviously the customary one-ups dotted in between the players' main bases, but there's really not a lot left for these players to grab, so it's just going to be scraping all of the reclaim, all of the mexes on the map, going for artificial ecos sooner rather than later, and getting that number to go up. In terms of players moving around the map, we do see there's 2 players from Team 2 heading to the eastern side pond. No players in terms of comms moving to the western side for Team 2, but we do have a naval facility done for Doombot. We do see Team 1's player of Unknown Air going for his naval facility, and then we see another one being built for Universal. So it looks like at least 2 players from Team 2 in the pond, and 2 players from Team 1 on the pond as well. Eastern side, we have only 1 player actually in the pond. Team 2's Ray is not going to go dip his toes and enjoy some nice beach, but we do see that there are 2 from Team 1, Infro and Judex. In the middle of the map, we see most of the comms from, well, actually both teams are headed this way. We see 3 players from Team 2 on the west and 2 players on the east. We see 3 players from Team 1 on the east and 2 players on the west. And we do see Strike dealing with a couple of nosy little scouts and whatnot from Team 2. You see 2 Navy being pointed out by Strike, and Microchip just sitting there next to a nice little rock, and a nice little air scout there from Team 2's Chicken Fighter. I have to keep saying Chicken Fighter because I will definitely say Chicken Finger, and I know it's going to happen soon. We do see some harassment in Navy from Team 2's Eastern player of Average Smurf Enjoyer, going after all of the engineers. A little bit of a lag there for a second. Apologies for that. No idea what caused that, but that's annoying. Anyway, frigate moving in, assisting the destruction of said engineers, and that will start to thin out Team 1 for now. But again, there's a couple of units, not a big deal. It can be a big deal, but it's, as of right now, not a big deal as of yet. We do see gun started for Chicken in the middle. And looks like that's the only upgrade started for anybody in the game. Nothing in terms of Combi-Com action, but we do see Team 1's Draco staying right outside of range of Team 2's Chicken, and we do see shots are being traded between the 2 comms. And again, Team 2's Chicken does have the advantage in hit points at 2,000 additional because he is a UEF instead of a Cyber and Seraphim or Aeon, who have less hit points than he does. We do see Team 1's Jude X is inbound to assist, and that upgrade might get canceled. Yes, it does get canceled. He might have been able to actually just tough it out. It would have been the same amount of damage per second, to be fair, with 2 comms with no upgrades versus 1 comm with 1 gun upgrade, but he felt like he needed to fall back, which, again, not the worst idea. And again, now it's 2v1, and he's trying to make a break for the water to get out of range. Not looking good for him early on. We do see on the western side, Team 2 essentially doing exactly what Team 1 is doing on the eastern front and pushing back Unknown Error. We do see Chicken is dropping into the mid-ish yellow, soon to be in the red. Not looking good for his frontline facility. It's just being bombarded by Mantis fire. Chicken does drop below 2,500, 2,000, 1,500. 12, 1,000. Oh, he gets to about 1,000 or so, and he gets into the pond. If Team 1 has some Torp Bombers online, that might be a nice little target for Team 1 to take out. We do see a Corsair inbound from Team 2's Ray. Just one isn't really a big concern. It's only when there's about, a consistent amount of them continuing to fire on somebody that's really a problem. They see there's going after Judex here. Not looking good for him. He's getting some reclaim. Might actually want to start falling back and deal with that annoyance of those Corsairs continuing to just bombard him. There's really no AA from Team 1 bar. This little AA emplacement tracer. Judex is falling into the low-ish yellows now. A little bit of revenge for Team 2's Chicken Fighters loss in hit points, and more Corsairs inbound. He's trying to make a play for the water like he did. Another Corsair fire inbound, drops him to 1,500 and falling. 2 more Corsairs. And there it is. Team 1 loses the first player of the game, the only Seraphim of the game being Judex. Team 1 still has access to Seraphim Tech, of course, but they lost the player, which means it is now a 6v7 in Team 2's favor at almost 10 minutes on the clock. Team 2 has a couple of some subs going after the main facility for Team 1's Unknown Air. He's dealing with that quite nicely with a nice little Exodus class destroyer and some assisting forces from Team 1's Universal. T2 Navy also online for Team 2 in the west, and in the east, no T2 Navy online for Team 1 in the east as of yet. You do see Chicken's back up into the yellow. Again, he is at 1-star vet, so that's helping with the regen a little bit, but he's still lacking on hit points. Lots of units inbound from Draco. He is not necessarily super far forward, but he's on his own. Not really a great place to be, especially with Team 2 already sniping 1 player. He probably doesn't want to stay there too long. Moon-Coded and Microchip are now being swarmed by forces from Draco, and they're going to force both of these comms, at least in the water at a bare minimum, if not to just flee. And these units are not going to chase them down, so maybe it looks like some free veterancy from Team 2 at a bare minimum. Gun range canceled for Infro. We see the Corsairs are after him now. Maybe a double kill soon to be on the rise for Team 2. And he doesn't have a lot of coverage. A couple of interceptors are nearby, but it's going to take a little bit of time to deal with the remaining Corsairs. Not a lot of AA from Team 1, continuing to drop hit points below 2K. I think he will be the second player eliminated for Team 1 if the Corsairs are not eliminated soon. AA from Infro. I think it's a little bit too late for that, unfortunately. One more burst probably will be enough. There it is. Team 2 eliminates Infro, the second player dead for Team 1, dropping this game to a 7v5. And with that, the Naval players on the eastern side for Team 1 have been eliminated, which might mean that Team 2 might have maybe, not exactly, but might have an easy win in Navy, given that Strike is over here, focusing on stuff over here, and now he has 2 extra bases on that eastern side, which will help his eco, to be fair, but his micro, his APM, not going to look good. Torpedo started for Team 2's average Smurf. He has gun already on board. Hopefully he at least goes for Nano. I mean, hopefully stealth at a bare minimum, but Nano keeps you alive a little bit longer. We do see a nice little Salem starting to bombard the T2 Naval Headquarters for Strike in the east. Couple of subs, couple of frigates, and a nice little attack boat. But no subs from Team 1 as of yet. Western side, kind of similar things happening for Team 1. Not a lot of forces for Team 2 here. We do see a nice little shot there from the Exodus going after the other Exodus, but in terms of numbering, Team 2 not looking great. Team 1 has a little bit of the numerical advantage, and we'll see if they continue to have the advantage or not if Team 2 decides not to deploy any sort of torp bombers, which again, if you're in Navy, you might as well go for T2 Air to get your own torp bombers to assist with maybe dealing with cruisers, maybe some destroyers, or maybe possibly just some sub-hunters or killers, depending on which faction they are. Western side, Team 2's microchip still hanging out. Again, I still think, given that Team 1 has suffered 2 snipes, they might be thinking about getting a little bit of revenge. Maybe not the best idea to keep their calm there too long, especially with the force inbound from Draco once again. And he sees it and goes, nope, I'm okay, I'm going to leave now, see you, bye. And Nano Repair is being started for average. Love to see that. T2 started for Mooncone a little bit further back. Maybe a frontline wall, maybe going to be built right about here. They'll grab the Trimax, maybe try to deny Team 1's, but maybe not try to keep it, especially with Navy not looking super great. Looks like the numbers are not terrible for Team 2 now, but it's still, it's 2-1, but maybe it'll be 1-1 here shortly. Another destroyer inbound from Unknown and a cruiser inbound, and then the destroyer afterwards, so maybe it's going to be a little bit of an advantage for Team 1. Not necessarily, it's not as big of an advantage as it once was, but, you know, it's somewhat. They're still bombarding the shoreline. Team 2 on the eastern front is getting close to the naval facility again, but they're still dealing with all this spam now from Team 1 Strike. He's just spamming out all of these nice little flares. He has, of course, hover tech units in the form of these Spirits and Aurora. He might go for Blazes and try to spam those up. We'll see if he ends up doing that or not. Nano Repair is almost done on board average. Is calm. In terms of air, we have T3 air online for Ray, and we have T3 land online for Jasper. We do have T2 air also online for him. T2 air going for T3, so 2 T3 air players for Team 2, maybe a third, but we'll say at least 2. Team 1, we have Strike going for air, and we have Big Sox going for air. That's 2 T3 air players, maybe a third one. Is that a Mercy? That is a Mercy. Huh. That is interesting to see those. You don't see those nowadays, but there's a Mercy. Yeah, look at that. Wonder if it's going to go after that facility. It might, but I think the destroyers from Team 1 have it handled. This one over here might be a little bit longer living, smidgen, but that Mercy is inbound. I don't think it's needed at this point, but we'll see if it's deployed. A nice little guided missile. That might go after Team 2's engineers, might kill off a decent amount of those, but it is shot down. It is unfortunate. Not a lot of hit points on those guided missiles, so it is unfortunate. T2 Navy is now lost for Team 2's Doombot. Nano is started here for Mooncode in the middle. Already has Stealth, of course, on board. Again, group of forces for Team 1 could easily just move in over here, but either they don't see him because of the stealth, or, yep, they don't see him because of the stealth, so they're not going to push in. For now, we do see PD base kind of a little bit too late on that front. Maybe a little bit more Team 1 PD, but it doesn't really matter. Team 1's going to run over this position. There's really not that much to deal with this force, so it looks like Team 2 might not necessarily lose the entire base, but probably will lose a chunk of the base. We do see Torp bombers starting to fly around for Ray to assist Navy on the eastern front. Torp bombers running around for Strike to again assist Navy on the eastern front. Team 1 has all but one Navy to deal with. Not one Navy to deal with, but one WON, the naval front. Destroyers are trying to be spammed up as quickly as possible to deal with this, but it's 2 players versus 1, and we know how that really goes long term. We do see Team 2's average is getting hit by some Vespers from Team 1, but again, he has torpedoes also on board. He's able to fight back. No torp defense on board, but he does have his own ability to fight back in the water. And maybe Team 1 will start targeting him. They can see him. So maybe they'll start going after him with those torp bombers. Looks like they're dropping a couple of payloads, but definitely want to watch out for those T3 torp bombers in the form of those Solaces from the Aeon faction. He's just building more and more of the T2 variety. Maybe he'll go T3. We will see. But so far it's still T2. We see some spam also starting to coagulate for Team 1 over here. Again, trying to keep this facility online and keep it pumping out units. Again, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Team 1. Because this facility over here, not looking great. Team 1 could just bombard this western position, maybe wipe out these 2 bases at a bare minimum, drop Team 2's eco considerably. Speaking of eco, it's actually about dead even, especially considering we have players on, actually both teams, but at least Team 1 having 184 for strike, given that's triple base. Team 2 has 2 players over 100. Team 1 has 2 additional players, so it's 3 there. But in terms of averages, again, it's a little bit in favor for Team 2 just right now, but it's pretty much dead even for the time being. Draco just getting some more units online, starting to just patrol just in case any sort of nonsensical units run by. We do see not a lot of protection from Team 2 on the western front. And really, there's nothing on the eastern front as well. This position is gone. This position was already gone, a while ago. New line of PD definitely needs to be built here and here. Because Team 1 is being the aggressor, so they might as well let Team 1 come say hi, and they can get all the reclaim from all their dead units. This is an issue. Yep, it's definitely an issue. More destroyers raining in on that facility. It is dead and gone. They're trying to keep it alive, but it's not worth the mass at this point. It's just moments staying alive, and that T2 Navy is now gone. Team 2 has lost Navy on the western front, and Team 1 has control for the time being over Navy on that side of the map. Eastern side, we do see Team 2's average hanging out in the water underneath a destroyer or 2, trying to use their torp defense to his advantage. Tons of frigates moving into the eastern side, maybe going after the engineers, spamming up more facilities, and just not a lot of action from Team 1. Again, still those Vespers being deployed, but again, the destroyers have torp defense on board, so yeah, it helps a little bit. It will eventually break through, but Solaces are in. Oh no! Well, that's a dead cannon. Remember that comment I made about Solaces? Oh, just one tapped from Team 1 strike, so it is the first kill of the game for them. And is now a 6v5. Still in favor for Team 2 at almost 19 minutes on the clock. So 3 players dead almost before 20. That leaves 11 players remaining. We do see those destroyers have not decided to come onto land just yet, but we do see some counter torpedo boats online. Torpedo bombers, but there is torp defense, and because they landed so far close to the land, a lot of those torpedoes actually impacted the ground. Not as effective, unfortunately. You have to come in from this angle, essentially. They drop right about there, and then they just move in on the target. But Eastern Front still, it's not looking too good. Even with the death of Average Smurf and Joyer, the naval facility is being hit, at least the main one. Count's not looking too great for Team 2. There's a couple more destroyers and a cruiser mixed in, but maybe go after the engineers trying to repair the facility, maybe. It's dropped to about 50%, and they are repairing it now. So it's going to be just build, and try to out-heal the DPS from Team 2. RAS being built on Big Sox's Comm in the north. And those facilities to the west for Team 2 Toombot are not looking good. And that's unfortunate. Oh, look, he's building a T2 naval headquarters in the back, because why not? We do see on the eastern front, Team 2's fleet has fallen back. The T2 naval headquarters will survive. Is he going for T3? Not T3 yet. Maybe he'll go for some battleships here shortly. But on the western side, definitely an issue for Team 2 to deal with. This is not going good. An entire player's base is soon to about fall. His facilities are down. A couple of E-storage go down. Now the mexes are going down, and that is not looking good for Doombot. He's dropping to 60 mass and falling. Still, the eco's about this, not about the same. Team 1's up to 840, so no, not close. We do see some Titans pushing back the Team 1 and T2 forces from Team 1's Draco, but he's doing a pretty good job of just annoying Team 2, not really letting them get super close, but if those Titans continue to amass, then that's probably not going to do good things for Team 1 in the middle. We do see Salem's again. They have some AA. It's not great. They have something. They are doing damage to that broadswords, but that broadsword will probably kill off one, maybe two of them before it dies, and if more broadswords getting added to the mix, it's probably not going to work. But it does drift in the range of a cruiser, and that gunship is now dead. So, lovely attempt, but isn't able to seal the deal. In the background, we see any big, crazy nonsense. No, just air expansionary efforts for Team 2. And air expansionary efforts for Team 1. And that is a huge mass fab farm. I do like the shields mixed in there as well. I would like to see those maybe built a little bit sooner, so you protect it, but maybe he builds like a chunk, and then he builds a chunk, and then he builds a chunk. So he builds the shield last, which, I feel like the shields should be built maybe second or third. You build the P-gen, then you build the shield, then you build the mass fab, and then you build the shield, or sorry, the P-gen, and then you build the mass fab or whatever. So that way you at least have something protecting your stuff, just in case a bomber or a gunship says, ooh, that's a good target, let's blow that up. It's not immediately destroyed. You do see T3 now almost done for Draco, and then he is going to go for Monkey Lord, so I think that would be the first experimental completed or started or something. I don't see any big, crazy, Colossi kneeling or anything like that, so that might be the first one started for the game in general. And nice shield placement in the middle of the air grid protecting it. That's definitely smart to get that sooner rather than later. Even though it's 22 minutes, definitely a smart thing to get, especially SMD as well. Somebody should be getting that for Team 2 and Team 1. Both teams should be getting their SMDs. Not necessarily for each player at this point, but at least covering air grids in maybe main bases. So maybe here, 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 and then you'd probably have to do here, or maybe just try to build it right here to cover both. But anyway, at some point, building SMDs for each player is going to be a thing, but as right now, just going to do a cooperative effort is definitely a better idea. Save on mass and just get something online just in case Team 2 comes out with a big ticket item and surprises everybody. I was going to say maybe Team 2 is building a big ticket item now, but no. I don't see anything of that sort as of yet. The naval pressure from Team 1 still is mounting, and now it's land pressure. It's not even naval pressure anymore, so that's not great. Eastern side, ooh, maybe they have it this time. T2 naval hike, ooh. Look at that thing stay online. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Oh, it's getting close. It's getting close. 1,000 hit points, 700, 600, 500, 400. 93 hit points is what I saw. Oh, that was incredibly close. Team 1 strike barely keeping that facility online. And that is why you target the engineers, not the facility, unless you have overwhelming damage. And now we see Team 2 is like, yeah, fine, I'll take out the engineers first. Fine, I'll do that. Team 1's force continued to crash on the Team 2's front line, but there's more stuff here now. Chicken has some PD, some TMD, some facilities to act as nice little bullet sponges. No shielding, though. I feel like more shielding is definitely in order, but at least he has some shielding, air quotes, with that little bit of spam facilities there just to soak a couple of shots, because, a couple of shots might make the difference. We have bombers inbound from Team 1's Big Sox. Lots more cruisers from Team 2. They are dropping a payload, though. So there is that. The T2 naval headquarters will probably be taken out this time, given the fact that most of the engineers are dead. So there's that. Looks like it just control Cade maybe and didn't even get the chance for any of those units to get veterancy. There is a Monkey Lord hanging out over here for Team 2. No idea what that's up to, but that's the thing. That's actually probably the first experimental built. This one is currently under construction. So where was that? I guess it was being built down here, but it must have walked all the way over there. I just didn't notice. Somebody probably noticed it, to be fair. I didn't. Western side, now we see some battleships and some aircraft carriers, so frontline AA as well as producing ASFs or whatever else on the shoreline right there. Speaking of ASFs, not that many for Team 1, at least independently. Together, it's 14 plus an additional 51, so that's about 65. Team 2, we have, I think Ray has some ASFs floating around. He has 20 or so, and then Team 2's Jasper, he has T3 Air, he has 27. So it is favoring Team 1, but it's not a terrible advantage for Team 1. We do see some gunships online. That's helping out, kind of thinning out the front line. But again, they're really going to be employed over here. And now with a nice little revenge scheme happening for Team 2, you can see that Monkey Lord is going to... It's going to do some damage to Strike's additional facilities. And his main base, again, is over here. So he really doesn't have to worry about a huge loss, but it is still, 6 mass a second, 9 mass a second if it's ringed. Like, it does make a difference after a while. Everybody just making comments. Judah's like, it's right there. Go get for it. It's right there. Torp bombers are not going to be helpful because it's on land. Even though the Monkey Lord does have torpedoes. No torp defense, though. It is only on land, not in the water. Incoming Spider says info, so everybody making a comment about it, being like, hey, there's this thing and you should probably deal with it. Stinger gunships, again, not a lot of hit points on board. The AA on the Monkey Lord, not terrible for dealing with the T2 gunships, but that's, again, kind of how it is for most AA for experimentals. Is the AA is somewhat not bad for T2 gunships, at least these ones. But T3, T1 bombers, that sort of thing, you can easily deal with them. We see some bombers being shot down and just passing over. And that Monkey Lord continuing to charge. T3 Max is vulnerable and will be taken out. That's 27 mass eliminated. That's 6 mass a second. So that's already 30 plus mass eliminated for Team 1. More stringers being added to the mix. 26 minutes on the clock. Team 1 is at 1.2k mass income. Monkey Lord looks like its target is the air grid. Big Sox going for an upgrade. Looks like shield. No, it's not. Oh, maybe it's T3 engineering suite because they don't get ARAS, so it's T3 engineering suite, which might help out keep his comma up a little bit longer. There is an air fight just south of the little viewport there. Nice engagement though by Team 2. They wipe out the remaining ASFs. They still have the gunships and the bombers to deal with. There's a ton of support inbound. Big Sox cancels his upgrade. Yep, it was T3. Monkey Lord needs to go this way. It might actually just get overcharged if the comm gets in range. Maybe a T3 Max will die. Maybe. Oh, nope, T3 Max does die. So that's one T3 Max dead. Laser will open up on the comm. No, it'll target the T3 Max. Doesn't open up on the comm. The comm kills a ton of hit points off the Monkey Lord. And no! It is a murder-suicide between the Monkey Lord and the comm of Big Sox. If he had like 2 or 3 more seconds alive, I think he would have been fine. But that is a kill for Team 2, dropping this game to a 6v4. A 3-2 advantage in favor for Team 2 at 27 minutes. Eco situation 1.2 to 1.1, so a little bit, but not terrible for Team 2 in terms of lead being behind. Map control, I'd say in favor for Team 1, especially for the middle of the map, but it is, Western Pond for Team 1, Eastern Pond for Team 2. And there is still a lot of dead stuff on the western front, so definitely siding with Team 1 in terms of map control. But we do see a Monkey Lord starting to chase the comm of Chicken. So we'll go to that. But again, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. The Monkey Lord is doing damage with the secondary fire. Again, it's not to be underestimated, but Chicken, I don't think you're getting out of... No, getting out of range of that. There he goes. So Team 1 gets some revenge. Monkey revenge specifically for the fallen comrade of Big Sox, and now it is a 5v4, still in favor for Team 2. But now we see gunships being deployed, thinning out all of the everything for Team 1, now that the air has been slightly dealt with. It's not entirely been dealt with for Team 1, but the ASFs have been quelled for the time being from Team 1's... Actually, Strike, because now Big Sox is dead, so it's just Strike's control. We do see gunships inbound helping to deal with the Monkey Lord. There are some Ravagers here, more gunships, some broadswords being deployed by Jasper to assist. The Monkey Lord's hit points are dropping incredibly fast. Not really any chance to do much of anything else. The shield wasn't even impacted that much. It almost dropped, to be fair, but honestly, that's a lot of mass for Team 2 to scoop up there. We do see now, there she is. T3 long-range nonsensical unit of the Torrent class missile ship. Already at 1-star vet. Already proven its worth, and Unknown is definitely happy about that. We do see, again, it's not the end-all be-all of range, but that's the range on board that thing, so it is definitely something not to be trifled with. And look, there's a Moleculoid over here. Lots of Moleculoids in this game, really causing some havoc for both teams. On both teams, for both teams. I think that's the same thing, right? And T3 Mex is being eliminated. That eco is going to drop, specifically, of course, for Microchip. He's going to lose pretty much all of his T3 Mexes. That's not fun. He has a T2 Mex down there, but yeah, that's not going to be fun. We do see some mass fabs being built by Team 2's Doombot, but don't think those are going to last much longer. And Draco is killed off by Ray, by the gunship horde from Team 2. It was Ray. He went after him, and that's a kill for Team 2. Drops this game to a 5v3. Moleculoid just kills up a ton of stuff for Doombot, even though he lost a whole bunch of stuff. And his main base is gone. He's moved over here. He does have a T3 land headquarters, so there is that. But Moleculoid will be sitting in the water for the time being. Gunship's now going after Unknown's position, but looks like he's got some defenses online. Doesn't go after the mass fab. I feel like that would have been a big target. T3 Naval Headquarters is targeted. It might actually get it, to be honest. This will delay more units from Team 1, but they still have Navy, so yeah, it's nice to eliminate an annoyance like that, but I don't know if that was the best idea. Not saying that it's not worth it, but it's just, is there other things that could have been eliminated, like maybe more mass fabs and stuff like that? Because Team 1's Unknown is like, well, I don't have to spend mass on that now, I guess, and I can just spend mass on other things. Looks like the main base for Universal is now the next target in the rampage of the Whalers. Moleculoids and Whalers this game are going to be the two MVPs so far. And the Whalers like, okay, fine, we'll go away now, bye. And now they're going after T3 Mexes and taking some fire from some Thistles because they're just hanging out there. One Mex is dead. Couple of engineers remaining hanging out next to these Mexes, so they may be able to rebuild those quickly. ASF's inbound. They will not save the Mex, but they will eliminate the rest of the gunships. So hey, that's 54 mass a second that's gone, plus those Mexes there. That's 100 mass a second. Team 1 has dropped to 1.1. Team 2 has dropped below 1,000. And then we have a counter move from Team 2, just sending in those nice little annoying Salem witch trial nonsensical units that decided to sprout legs and annoy. We do see T2 artillery being built to counteract that. It's kind of similar to how you would deal with a FAF boy, just spam up T2 and call it a day. But with this amount of firepower from Team 2, it might... Oh, okay, never mind this FAF boy. Nah, it's not going to work. Not going to work. They might do some damage, kill off the defenses, but at this point, that FAF boy is online, and yeah, it's not fun. Megawith online for Team... Where'd that Moleculoid go? Moleculoid went over... Ooh, that's awkward. Nuke is eliminated for Team 2. That's not great. Team 2 probably was planning on using that. Speaking of Nuke, there's one SMD there. No, I don't see an SMD there. I don't... Oh, there's a Nuke over here for Team 1. That was newly minted. There's an SMD there. And no SMD there. So that actually would have been able to maybe target this base. Maybe. No, not that base. So it's just this base, because it would have been protected by this SMD. So that could have been something, but that's unfortunate. Don't know how loaded it was. So it could have been half, could have been just newly minted. I don't really know. Megawith hanging out over here. Don't know what it's planning on doing. Maybe it'll drop some eggs or something, but right now it's just hanging out. Like 20 of them, says Judah. I'm talking about spamming up some facilities. Looks like AA being deployed to kind of keep Team 2 at bay. And that spy plane definitely ran into the motherload of Whalers from Team 2. Okay, I see it. Scathis has been started for Team 2. Game Ender is now on the rise for Team 2's Ray. And it looks like engineers prepping more engineers for reclaim. Looks like. Yeah, Team 2 is reclaiming everything in that bay. Oh, look, T3 Navy also online for Team 2, shelling this position for strike. And those forces Some of them actually did get away. I thought they would all be killed off, but no, they fall back and go after the frontline facilities once belonging to Draco. Now we have Team 1 that's lost these facilities. Team 2 has lost this one at least. And there's forces inbound. It has carved through this position for Team 2 as well. It's been somewhat rebuilt, but yeah, it's not great. Whalers inbound for the megalith. They haven't been given orders to fully engage yet, but there's a lot of those guys, and they land on the ground. Probably not the best idea. Oh, they're given orders to engage, and that whaler is going to lose hit points. Also, not all of them are shooting at anything, so that's not fun. And megalith, we do see some AA nearby for that little command class aircraft carrier. It's barely within range. It's not great AA, but again, it's something, and that megalith is DED, DOA, DEAD, just dead. Another Liquid Online for Team 2's Moon Coated. First one did a very good job. We'll see if it can repeat its cousin success. We do see Team 2's commander of Microchip down here still trying to rebuild his base, but it's going to be under some fire here shortly from Team 1's units. Again, some actually T2 Cerberus spam would actually be more than enough. Keep those Medusa at range. And we see some Team D being deployed to deal with that annoying missile ship. Probably get a couple more just in case, and just a shield, even if it's just a T2, something. We do see, what's the Scathis at? Still on the red, but it is progressing. There's not an SMD there. Does Team 1 know about it? No, they do not. They haven't actually... Oh, well, I say they don't know about it, but they see it now. We see the spy plane. It has been noted by Team 2's Chicken Fighter. Almost at Chicken Finger. Almost at it. How's that nuke going for Team 1? Almost loaded. It's about 75% of the way. There's a new SMD here, so if Team 2 did have a nuke... Oh, look, another nuke for Team 1. Look at that. Nice little Stone Angel coming online for Team 1's strike. Now that they know about the Scathis, I mean, this is unshielded bar 1 there. This is being somewhat shielded, but this is not. This is not. It will soon be, though. There's another nuke. Over here, the nuke is shielded. Not a lot. Artillery also started, because why not? Definitely putting some eggs in the same basket. Not the best idea, but hey, it does get some cost down on the shielding construction. It's also ED4, so it actually get maybe up to right about there to cover some of that artillery. Nuke is almost loaded. Team 2, have you prepped? Yes, you have. Now the question is, do you know you haven't have it loaded? Is it worth not loading it? Maybe Team 1 didn't see it. Who knows? They don't see it now. And SMD being loaded here. That one is loaded. That one is loaded. So there are SMDs all over the place, at least in some areas for Team 2. This isn't shielded or protected. This isn't protected, but everything else is. We have some units now inbound on land going after not AA units, but they are AA units going after air units. T3 Naval Headquarters has been started once again. Looks like T2 going for T3 shortly, I would imagine. You can never have just one torrent. You can never just have one. You have to have all of the torrents, all of the illegal downloads, all of them. 36 minutes on the clock. We have some gunships trying to hold back some engineers trying to reclaim for their families. It's going pretty well. It's definitely a good unit to use for going after just very, very weak units, because they don't do a lot of ground damage. They do a lot more air damage. Molecular just sitting, hanging out, not doing a whole lot, but it is there just in case. How's the Scathis doing? Oh, it's progressing a little bit faster now, but it's still a long ways away. Team 1 on the western side, lots more facilities and a shield not being deployed just to keep it a little bit more online. The TMD has pretty much been dealt with. More of them are being built now. That's why you need even more of them. So there is that. They can only grab a couple of missiles at a time. T3 land headquarters. Looks like it's barely staying alive, but it's barely. It's still there. We do have a GC online for Team 1. Actually being directed by Strike saying, hey, go this way or go this way with it. Better target would just be eliminate the western side and just push this way. You essentially create a war on 2 fronts instead of a war on 1 front. And so it kind of makes it harder to defend against. You can get, essentially more defenses shielding the same thing, but if you get swarmed by multiple angles, it kind of makes it hard to defend against multiple angles, even if you have more numerical defenses. Mass Fat Farms being surrounding those T3 mexes, and now we have another Fat Boy being built by Strike. Shielding looks like no, that's not shielding. I thought he was control Kang stuff and building it. Nope, not building any shielding in the middle. I mean, Team One flew a spy plane right over top. They see the signature of a unit. Is that? Oh, that's one of the engineers. For whatever reason, they don't know about that one. Nuke is inbound. It is going for this base. It will be successful. It will blow it up, and that will essentially not kick out Microchip, but make it not really that great for him to be able to enact or do much stuff. Nuke inbound also from team. Oh, this one landed very quickly. Oh, looks like it was. Oh, it was a sub. I didn't even notice that. I thought it was a regular nuke. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a lot of mass killed. It doesn't seem like 29,000, but it is a lot. To be fair, is that a second? Oh, second nuke to a different location. Oh no, they just made that one again. Oh, that's not going to be finished. And definitely needed an SMD, and they don't have it. So that's a nuke. Yeah, it's going to blow up. And a second nuke. And the mass from that Monkey Lord is there, which means that Monkey Lord mass no longer exists. So 10,000 mass. I don't know if it counts Reclaim being destroyed as mass that's killed off. Immediately gets up to 91,000 mass killed. Maybe it does. I mean, you had almost 2 nukes. You had a bunch of P-gens and mexes and stuff. It doesn't seem like 91,000, but maybe it is. Artillery landing in from Team 1's Universal V or Universal 5, again, depending on if it's a number or not. Shielding being built to protect the mass fab farm here. More shielding needs to be built to protect the air grid here. How's the Scathis doing? This might be Team 2's last hope. Might be. Not entirely sure about that just yet, but maybe. We have 2 nukes plus a sub-nuke or a naval nuke. And artillery right in the middle of those mass generators and whatnot, or extractors and whatnot. And give mass, says Ray, says just wants to build the Scathis. I don't blame him. How's his SMD? Not loaded yet. Team 1, do you know about it? Nope. Team 1 does not know about it. Again, they flew right over it, but weird. And Monkey Lord over here once again. Is it inbound? I mean, Team 1 has to see it at this point, but there's a lot more defenses here from Team 1 now than there was earlier. It might be better off just to go up here, wipe out those mexes, then continue on into the northeast, and then maybe hook around and go this way instead of going this way, because it's not going to work that way. Might as well send it that way. And pretty much everything on the front line's been dealt with anyway, so sending it westward isn't really going to do anything. The GC's going that way, and it's just it'd be better off to kill off. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mexes. This wasn't a main. Was this a main base? Yes, it was a main base. Yeah. This is 5 mexes here, so it adds up. It's 100 and what? 20? No, it's 130 mass, right? Because it's 25 times 5 plus 2 times 5. So yeah, 135 mass a second. I mean, that is a chunk of mass, especially with Team 2 being down considerably. That could make a little bit of a difference. Scathis, how it's in the green. It's getting there. How's the SMD? Not loaded yet. And I don't know if he control K'd those. Maybe he did. Yeah, there's nothing blown up next to him, so it's probably just scooping up mass as much as possible. That's ambitious. I like it because it is ambitious, but it's also not great because you're still building this one over there. So we'll see if that's even close to being completed for that Mavor for Team 2. Artillery, what's your mass killed at? 34,000. That's respectable, and getting a second one online. Nuke is 2/3 the way loaded. The nuke is loaded, and it's a quarter of the way to a second one. This one almost loaded once again. And Team 1's Western Assault is doing very well. It's kind of died out in terms of momentum. Team 2 still has stuff to scoop up there and there. Lots of drawings of stuff. Looks like Team 2's chicken is saying, hey, there's spy planes inbound. And Scathis is immediately, not immediately, but it is now done. SMD still not loaded. Oh, I don't know. PD says info. He's talking about up there, but down here, they've definitely seen it at this point. They flew right over it. They're building Team 1 PD. And that thing isn't loaded yet. Team 1 fires that nuke, and that might be game over. Nope, no sign yet. They're building shielding immediately. Scathis fire is inbound. Looks like it's going for kind of the nuke, I guess is what the target is. It is going to clip into the air grid a little bit. It'd be a nice little kind of AoE splash, but looks like looks like it's right about there. Nuke is inbound. Is it going for it? Oh, it's going for it. Is it? Oh, are you going to load in time? Yes, you are going to load in time. The second question is another SMD going to be loaded in time before Team 1 fires again? This nuke will be dealt with. Nuke is not loaded yet. This nuke won't reach. It's too far away. There is a Plan B submarine online for Team 2 as well. We'll see if that ends up getting a nuke fired off. But there is the SMD. There's the nuke. Oh, and it got it. Stresses me out, even if I'm not the one playing, that thing doesn't immediately hit stuff. Team 1 PD protecting against telemaser defense. That is smart. But definitely SMDs, obviously from a caster perspective, we know they don't know. And we see Team 1 Strike saying, hey, the SMD is not within range, so fire the nuke. Once it can be fired upon. There it is. There's the nuke launch.
Strategic launch detected.
And it's inbound for that Scathis, and I think Team 2 knows it. And they're going to move it. Ooh, and the S didn't matter because the SMD was dead anyways. Didn't even matter. Nope. Did not matter. We do see that Team 2's moon coded has actually gone into Navy. So, hanging out there. Another nuke inbound, probably from Team 1's nuke sub. Yep, there it is. Probably this. Oh, it's going to get this position. It is within range of that SMD, though, unless the artillery takes it out and I completely just cast or curse that SMD emplacement. It is possible. And there goes the SMD. Destroys that. Nuke is going to land. It's going to be a nice little, maybe, screenshot of the nuke landing. There's the comm of Team 1. Sorry, Team 2, I should say. Is he going to be within range? No. But looks like he did get EMP'd a little bit. That is unfortunate. Oh, it's a smidgen EMP'd, but not by much. Or just hit. Actually, that Team 2's moon-coded. 3 commanders, actually 4 commanders for Team 2 are over there. The only one not over there is Microchip. We do see land forces inbound, GC also inbound. Lots of whalers here for Team 1, but a lot of AA as well. Right, for Team 2. Gosh dang it, I keep switching who's who. Looks like the Naval was canceled. All this stuff is blown up. 45 minutes on the clock. Not looking too great. And that might... the Scathis is still online, to be fair. If Team 2 can wipe out both of the nukes at a bare minimum, that might be enough time to get some defenses back online. But, they actually, look, they hit strike with that Scathis barrage, so there's that. SMD is loaded, that doesn't matter. How's the nuke? Nuke is going to fire again. How's this nuke over here for Team 1? Half loaded, they're going to fire immediately as well. It's inbound for the Scathis position, I would imagine. SMD, it's continuing to be assisted. Everything is going into that thing. I thought the nuke was being fired by Team 1. Why is it not launching? No. What? It says nuking. It should be... What? That is very weird. Usually when it says nuking, it's actually doing the thing. Unless it's being loaded and nothing's already loaded. This one over here, same thing. Like, it's not loaded, which makes sense that it's nuking because it's not actually ready to be fired. That one is ready to be fired, and it's not nuking for whatever weird reason. They moved it, says Judex. Yes, they did. Scath is continuing to barrage Team 1. Shots are still going for the air grid, I imagine. They did take out a chunk of stuff. Nuke is inbound. There it is. Now the nuke launches. And it's going to go right on top of that. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, he stops loading it. He might have had enough. Maybe. Some would argue that might be enough time. But Team 2, who was that? That's a control K for sure from Doombot. His stuff is pretty much gone at this point. 46 minutes in climbing. Big Sock says use all the nukes. Team 2's Mooncoda control Ks. And oh, that's not going to be fun. Let's get a nice little cinematic shot of that. Oh, there it is. That nice little Scathis trying to scurry away from the nuke. There it is. Doesn't die, but that was super close. And an artillery shell almost hit him as well. Did it hit the SMD? It did not hit the SMD. That is unfortunate. The engineers could have been continuing to load that. If there's another nuke that fires, they might have enough time to build or reload that SMD. But with 2 artilleries online, plus a nuke, plus another nuke, and the western side being decimated and everything between this and this, actually this, I mean, there's really not a whole lot left for Team 2 here anyways. It's just the Scathis. One Scathis is not going to win the game. You have to have a little bit more. In terms of one Scathis, I mean, like, there's not really a lot left besides the one Scathis. Team 1 still has air grid. They still have this. They still have this. They still have all of this. They have stuff on the ground. Like, there's still a lot more for Team 1, bar just the nukes and the artillery. If they wiped out both of those, Team 2, that would maybe be enough again to buy time, but I don't know. They need a shield on that SMD just in case Team 1 fires on it with artillery pieces. That would not be fun. Does Team 1 have another one? I thought I saw an emissary shot. No? Oh, no, they do have an emissary. Look at that. Drek is an emissary. And it's being shot at. That's definitely smart. Take out stuff that's shooting at you. But there is still 2 nukes and everything else. 48 minutes in climbing and feel like it's already kind of going one way. It's can't out of... Oh, that's why you can't fire it, because it's out of range. Yep, there it is. Just briefly, I had it. There it is. Yep, there's the range on it. It's definitely out of range. That's unfortunate. But, you know, he can shoot at everything else, pretty much. And that emissary is going to go right for that SMD. No shielding. And... just barely missed. Got this firing volleys. And looks like it's inbound for either the artillery or this. I don't know what it's going for. No, do not tell me you're going after the T. That's not going to do anything. It's just not. You wipe out artillery, wipe out nukes. That's the 2 biggest targets, and artillery and nukes. Because that's what can roughly reach them. Artillery not as much, but the nukes for sure. And the SMD is dead. It got shot down or destroyed. So no SMDs for Team 2 on the Eastern Front. 49 minutes in the clock and climbing. Land forces are inbound. We have a Novax from Team 2 and another one being built here shortly. But I think once Team 1 sees it, it's probably going to be a nuked. There's no SMDs here, so it's going to be nuked immediately. Satellite immediately spotted by Universal. He might nuke it just out of principle. Nuke is loaded. And how's the nuke over here? Loaded. And how is that nuke sub? Also loaded. So there's 3 nukes. I think the nuke sub could reach that, right? Barely. You could probably clip it, maybe. At least the shielding. Explosion, SACU, most likely. What are you firing on now? Scathis is going after... this? No, it's curving, so it looks like it's going after this. There are some strat bombers coming online for Team 1 as well. Another nuke inbound. It is the nuke sub. It is going to edge just barely into the Novax's second Novax. Almost done, but it's not going to matter, I think. Shields are being built. Megalith was being built. No SMDs. But there's land forces. Monkeywood is killed off by the gunships. The remaining ones from ages ago. There comes the nuke. It's going to be a nice little explosion. Kill off all that stuff. Cobbled. Nice grab there from Team 1's unknown error. And another nuke inbound from Team... Oh, it's going to move again. Question is, does it move? Oh, it might not move out of range in time. It's going to be close. No, it's not. It's going to hit. Scathis doesn't move that fast. The nuke's probably going to hit right about... maybe right about there. But it's definitely going to get it. Oh. There it goes. Looks like it was actually barely within range. But with the Scathis dead, there goes Racecom. The rest of Team 2 should probably follow. Jasper and Microchip did stick with it. Anybody else, to be fair, stuck with it for pretty much the entire game. But yeah, the trend line was heavily favoring Team 1 by the time the Scathis was done. So, not looking great. But Team 2
Strategic
still held
launch
in
detected.
regardless. And now it's just Microchip and Jasper against the world. And Team 1 trying to find the remaining commanders. Stuff on the land being dealt with, microwave being built, another one being built, pushing the land forces back. But again, 2 nukes, 3 nukes technically with the sub, plus 3 artillery pieces is not a whole lot Team 2 can do at this point. And nukes are inbound, gonna kill off more mass. Never mind, says Judah. No idea what that was about. Wipes out another section of mass. And that's pretty much the remaining stuff. There is that newly minted Microlord that probably will just be bombarded to death by artillery. Teleport's going to be started for Jasper. I don't know if he's going to go anywhere with that. He's at 2% and climbing, so it's going to take him a chunk of time. I'm surprised Team 1 hasn't found him yet. Torpum says Judah. Looks like they've seen one of them. They haven't found the other one. And let's see what Team 1 ends up doing to solve. Oh, no, Control K anyways. Doesn't matter. There goes Jasper, and there leaves Microchip, the last remaining player for Team 1. Bombers inbound to wipe out whatever's down here. They don't drop payloads, but, they could have taken out the Scathis. There's another option for that. And still leaving Microchip, still in the game. He's not leaving until Team 1 finds him, I guess. Oh, never mind. There's the GGs and heat control case. That's the game here, folks. 54 minutes on the clock and 21 seconds? 22 seconds, 23 seconds, 24 seconds. Team 1 wins the game. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. I really appreciate it. MVPs for me, I do think Strike did push the game along, but I do think for the most part, the Naval grab and then continual push from Team 1, so Universal and Unknown did a very good job over here, continuing to just hammer away the Western Front, and then it really just kind of, not necessarily demoralized Team 2, but you wipe out 2 players eco, they can't really do anything, and then you bombard this position, and then you obviously kill off the Scathis. So honestly, I mean, there really wasn't a lot left once Team 1 had dominated that Western side. Yeah, the Scathis was a nice final attempt, but just couldn't keep it stable long enough to bombard a position. And it also kept firing, one in this position, one in this position, one in this. It just wasn't killing a target and then moving on. It kept peppering everybody, and you have to kill a target dead and then move on to the next one. Because if you don't kill it, then it's just going to get more shielding, more defenses, more whatever, and it's just not going to be a fun day. But again, thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. I really do appreciate it. MVPs again, Universal and Unknown. I don't know one way or the other, but I feel like a mixture of both definitely. And Strike, of course, the last 3 remaining players in general did a very good job for Team 1. And I will see all of you in the next one.